Denz, you know when you had Caroline with you,
Yeah.
did you notice like a massive difference with her rather than now that you're on your own kind of thing?
From when she started, I was doing probably £500 to £700 a month in sales. 6 months led up to that. We got up to £2,000 a month.
Yeah.
So essentially, what it allowed me to do was, if I had a lot of bookkeeping work doing, she could go sourcing and come back. She could go sort, because like two charity shops are near where she lived, so like Newmarket and Mildenhall. So she lives in Newmarket, so she could pop to that one and then Mildenhall, and then come back with like 40-50 items for like £100 or whatever, and then she could sit here and list for a couple of days. And then like 1 or 2 days a week we'd go out together and do like 4 charity shops that like we do now, like I do now. But ultimately it was like she was consistently listing, and that grew from like 500 to 700 to 2,000. And I think because I'm constantly listing every week but not every day, essentially I've managed to maintain that level of 2,000, which is quite consistent now, which is nice. And I actually saw her on Saturday, and she goes, "How's it going?" I went, "eBay doesn't think you exist anymore, and I'm still doing £2,000," which is like, she's like, "For fuck's sake!" It's like, didn't need you anyway. But when she left, I basically had to create a schedule for myself. Otherwise, I would just get bogged down in like, I'll just do this 5-10 minutes, and then you just can't get out. Then can you? And I think it's helped now that Jack is now in full-time nursery. So essentially, I do have 6 to 7 hours a day that I can dedicate to reselling, which is helping. So I think if Jack wasn't in nursery, it would be a lot more difficult, and probably sales wouldn't be as good. But I managed to find it is actually quite consistent now. But I want to grow it. I want to get like, I want to lock up. I want a bigger place. I want an office and all that sort of jazz.
I'd love to get a storage unit, but I just can't like kind of afford one at the moment. But because I'm so fed up of my flat looking half like a warehouse and half like a flat, that I really want to, get it out and get my flat back, really, but it's just not possible at the moment.
Because I live in Cambridge, rent and that sort of just ridiculous. I'd have to go out of Cambridge. I mean, we built this office for about 3,500, me and my dad. And you'd be looking at £500 a month for a lockup. Easy.
Wow. That's a lot of money.
So that's why I've been trying to kind of sort out all of this area, so I don't do board games or anything like that anymore. And then I could take that rack down, and then I can have another 20 boxes that would then make it a bit more worthwhile, and hopefully be a bit more consistent with more listings. Because I'm stuck at about 1,600 now. What am I at? 1546 now.
See, what I've done, I did that, the 99p auction stuff. And then I relisted it all for the following week as well. Anything that didn't sell the second time round, I've now left it off. And I'm transferring it all over to my POSHMARK to try and sell it there instead. Because it's all stuff I've had like so long. It's clearly just not going to sell there. Like, it's clearly just not selling there. So I've just been transferring it all over to my POSHMARK instead, because that helps me do consistent listings all the time on POSHMARK, whether I've got stuff to list or not. Because I just screenshot all the photos that was on eBay, copy and paste the title, and then just list it over there.
List it and leave it.
And then if it doesn't sell again, I think I'm just gonna have to cut a loss and just go to the charity shop and just dump all that and put it as a lesson learned, really.
Yeah, exactly. So I've noticed like a difference of there's no one to talk to, right? Which is one of the reasons why I hired her. Essentially, I was getting a bit lonely. but I've not noticed any dip in like sales performance, which is
that's good.
That is good. That is good.
It is good, but
I
if
mean,
I'd have
they also
decided to do
say
that
that-
without Caroline to start with, then I could have made more money for myself, essentially.
Yeah, but also you freed up your time to be able to do that by having Caroline, didn't you?
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
also they say that, it's not today you make your money, it's 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, whatever, it's what you did before, isn't it?
Yeah, of
so
course.
This is probably like a rolling effect from having her.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
yeah, I think although like you say, you could have made more money for yourself, but at that point in time you weren't doing those figures.
No, and we weren't doing clothing, and probably I wouldn't even kind of gone in that direction if she hadn't have started. And the amount of stuff that I've learned, like what brands to look out for and things like that, just by picking up cool items, because we don't pick up plain items. Essentially, we pick up things that look a bit unique. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it was definitely worthwhile having her, because
absolutely.
like I said to Laura, it's like, if I don't hire someone, I will regret it, regardless of whether it works or not. So yeah, I need to scratch that itch.
Yeah.
And who's to say that I won't hire anyone in the future? I mean, ultimately, I need to get to about 3,000 or 4,000 a month on eBay, and then getting a bigger place will be the next step.
Yeah.
Because I always treat it like a computer game, really. You need to upgrade everything. Yes. And it's definitely worthwhile having someone to kind of do those other bits and pieces. But what I would advise, if people are going to do it, don't do the same things, because you're just wasting. So someone could be listing and someone could be taking photographs or whatever, and just make sure you're doing different things, because there were times that me and Caroline would go out and there wasn't anything extra that I would see different than what she would have done. So that was just my time wasted.
Yeah.
So what we should have done at that point is that she should have gone to Sawston, I should have gone to Emmaus, and so we should have split up and spent the time that way. But that's just being a manager, I suppose, is finding out that stuff and managing workload.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all like, things learned, or like, she could go outsourcing and then you could be at home listing, and then, vice versa, or, whatever.
Just do different things. Yeah.
It's just working out how do you, it's just how to get the most out of that situation, isn't it? It's how to get the most out of having someone there, and to make every, minute kind of work, really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So what does she put on? So essentially, to the end of March, we managed to list about £38,000 worth of stuff.
Jesus.
That's like the buy it now price that we listed it for, essentially.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'd have got anywhere near that if I was doing it on my own.
No.